What is up, fellow nerds, and welcome to Not Your Status Quo. Tonight, we're going to be talking about Welcome to Derry, Episode 7, The Black Spot. But before we get into all that, precious canon, we'll get into it, I swear, in just a moment. Before we get into all of that, Dave, Doug, how's it going, gentlemen?
It's not been the best couple of weeks of my life, but at least I get these little breaks in between to talk about nerdy stuff with you guys and talk about recovering from the previous week as far as this show goes. Nice recovery. We'll get back into that in a second. I don't want to spill my personal problems all over the airways. So, Doug, how are you doing, Mr. Uncle Doug?
That's right.
Mr. Uncle Doug.
Well, Dave, let me tell you, my allergies are clearly acting up. And it's weird how it happened right when we were watching Welcome to Derry. Anyway, Keith, how are you?
You know what, gentlemen? I am tremendous. Another enjoyable evening on the HBO Maxes, watching the delightful Pennywise entertaining kids. So joyous. But
So joyous.
Yes, he
should,
was entertaining them. That's an interesting way to put it.
Well, someone was entertained. I
he
don't know
was
if
at
it
the
was a kid.
flashback. But we'll get
Nope.
into that. Let's talk. Welcome to Derry, Episode 7, The Black Spot. Starts out on Dave's favorite plot device, a flashback to 1908.
Yeah.
And we see Bob Gray performing as Pennywise the Dancing Clown in a very thematic little skit with flowers and groundhogs. I didn't know if that was an homage to Caddyshack. I wasn't sure what was going on there, but I rather enjoyed it. And then he's
I gotta
dancing.
say, I was kind of impressed for the amount of work that clearly went into designing this stage and everything. Like, I mean, you've got the guy over there pulling the levers and the cranks, and they're, timing it. The flowers are popping up in the ground, and so I mean, for 1906, like the early 19, to me, that feels like it's very elaborate for the times.
1908. It was 27
1908,
years.
sure. Yes, whatever year it was, early 1900s, it seemed overly elaborate for the time. Kind of, I was like, wow. I mean, I would be impressed today if I saw that.
Yeah.
For
Yeah,
a
nice job.
traveling circus act, that was very impressive.
Oh, yeah.
Did
Yeah.
you catch the director's cameo in it?
No.
No.
He was there at the thing. I forget what he was doing now, but Andy Muschietti, or whatever his name is, had a little cameo back in the 1908 flashback when they were doing the thing.
Really?
And it's funny because it hinted at his wife dying because the clown suit was on the bed and empty, and he was dancing with it, and then it went away. I was like, man, I mean, can't believe the kids love it. But then, of course, his little art was done, and he's coming out to dance, and all the kids just storm the stage, and you see
Right.
some young kid like in the window beyond just watching, and
Yeah, not at all creepy.
no, not at all, just hiding in a second story window of a barn while watching a circus. Totally normal. Kids do it all the time.
And I gotta tell you, the flashback didn't bother me because it was like if I had watched the last episode and then this one right after it, I think I would have been bothered. But since it was a week apart, you had the week, to kind of decompress. And when this one started, it was like like the beginning of Return of the King. You know how that flashback to Gollum as what they call him, a
Schmeagol.
water person. Smeagol, yeah, and it was kind of like that because when it came back, it brought you back to the moment, so that was kind of cool.
It's funny because I was like, when it started on the flashback, I was like, okay, we're getting to the black spot soon. They're gonna fill us in with some more stuff, and I was okay with it because they've done a really good job on flashbacks, just filling in more sort of lore and more just Pennywise interesting little tidbits. But here, he ends up talking to his daughter, Ingrid, who we know from the current setting, and she shows him her clown outfit for the first time, and he's like, "I think you should be Periwinkle." And she's kind of, well, that was Mom's name, and he's like, "If you don't want to do it, I understand." And she's like, "No, no, I'd be honored." And it seems like I was expecting like a mean sort of 1908 type of dad who's kind of, get out there and do your stuff, and you need to wash my clothes and stuff. But he was a really caring,
especially
nice
like
guy.
carny folk, I would have imagined. And sorry for all of our fans out there that work for carnivals or the circus. I apologize, but it just seemed like, yeah, I agree with you, Keith. Like, I'm thinking the time frame, and I'm thinking, like, oh yeah, definitely a dad like this. He's going to be like, drink, glug, glug, smack, do my laundry, and paint my nose. I don't know.
Yeah, that's one thing the show has done really good at. I mean, is not showing any like misogyny, not showing any discrimination against
Well,
the
except
black
for
people.
Mr. Kirsch.
Yeah. Except for that, well, he got he got a good. Well, I don't want to ruin it, but the fact that like James Remar character and then the general, the admiral and the general, they don't act like it's a
But you would
racist thing,
expect them to for the time.
and you would, but they
Yeah.
don't. And I like that because their problems with him are not because of his skin color. They're because of like whatever he's done to stop their progress. And they don't throw out racial slurs. I like it.
Yeah. No, it's a very well written, well acted show, and even seeing, it's like nice seeing this dad who was really caring, and it makes you okay. Now I get why she has stayed in Derry, thinking like that's her dad, and she needs to Luke Skywalker to his Darth Vader and bring him back to the light. He was a great guy, and she really loved him, and so it really added to the effect. Why would someone stay in Derry for all that time and try to lure this monster out or whatever? She's did some bad things to help the entity, which we find out a little bit. But we knew last week that she was the one who called in and reported Hank was
We
there.
called it.
Yeah.
We called it. Theory confirmed. Once again, not your status quo. Always right. We knew that, Ingrid was secretly luring these kids to their doom, and I as soon as they said, we got a tip in from a woman called a tip in, I'm like, well, I know what that is.
She wants to see her papa.
Yeah,
I think it's
yeah.
funny
So,
that
worth it, right?
she calls her dad Papa, just like Eleven calls Hop
Right.
Papa. I was like, okay, that's shows out at the same
Lot of
time. Little weird.
Similarities, yeah.
Well, the other thing, it's funny that you mention Stranger Things. I was rewatching season 4, I guess it was,
Uh-huh.
the one before this new season.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And first off, I forgot how good it was and what a tearjerker it was. So it kind of fits that I was watching that and then Welcome to Derry, and I'm like, oh my God, why are you doing this to me? But also the bad guy in Stranger Things, Vecna, also messes with people using their fear. I was like, oh, okay, wow, and yeah. I mean, like I was kind of teasing, I was poking fun about the similarities at first, but this is like right on the nose. They knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
And then HBO is like, hold my squeaky shoes.
Like
We
I
got
said,
this. We'll do it right.
yeah, Derry is doing it better. I mean, I don't know if I
In
would
my
have said that if all the Stranger Things show seasons had come out like in a reasonable amount of time. I don't know if I'd be saying the same thing, but Derry's definitely doing it better right now.
Yeah, Derry is definitely all around just hitting every cylinder pretty much. Even last week, which was probably the weakest of the season so far, I was still thoroughly entertained and engrossed.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah.
I can't say Stranger Things does the same for me. It pulls
Well,
me out quite a bit.
Thankfully, Dave and Keith, we got some good news over the weekend when we found out that Netflix bought HBO, Warner Brothers, and all of that. So, woohoo! Welcome to Derry is about to be as good as Stranger Things.
It's about to be on the same streaming service.
We have news about that later in the show. That deal is not
Ooh.
done.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I will stay tuned for that news.
Yes, please, everybody, stay tuned. You're not going to want to hear it. I'm saving it for last. And no, I will not sing Vanessa. What's her name? But we see Pennywise relaxing after the show. He's drinking his whiskey from a flask, smoking a cigarette, and that little urchin kid comes walking out of the woods and is kind of like talking to him, and he's like, "Wow, the kids."
I like
are
how
really...
he phrases it. I like how he comes up to him and he's like, I don't. How do you get all the kids to come to you? Like, I admire that ability. They all just flock right to you. You don't even have to turn into a giant monster and chase them through the woods. Like, they just come to you. And it's like an admiration. Like, he's figured out, oh, I should try this.
Yeah, instead of chasing after him as a horrible monster, their worst fear, I could dress up like this guy and just bring them all to me and just have
They
a
rushed you
buffet.
on the stage. I creepily watched you from that tower.
Yeah, and not only that, he has to consume him in order to look like him. So yeah, he's got to lure him out into the woods.
I wonder if he actually has to. I think it's more of a he gets to. Because I don't think we do see him turn into other things that he never actually ate. So I think it's just like it's a win-win for him. He
It's a
gets to
benefit.
eat the guy, and he also gets to look like him.
He wasn't that scared though, so he wasn't as tasty as some of the other things. But he's like,
True.
"This is good because I'm going to be using his power to lure kids." And God, man, when he like made the scream come out of the woods, oh, that's my mom. And Bob's like, "Well, I better go help you, I guess." And I know it's 1908, but when Ingrid gets up the next day and she's like, "Where's my dad and stuff?" And they're like, "They found this handkerchief in the woods, just blood all over it. You want it?" "Yeah, sure. My dad was just murdered. I'll take it."
Oh, hell
Thanks,
yeah.
guys.
He's probably drug off by wolves. What are you gonna do? It's normal for this time frame. We're lucky it wasn't you.
On the bright
So
side,
what's
no,
going to happen to me? Well,
bright
let's
side,
see.
no
There's
wolves
the
will starve this
mine.
winter.
There's the orphanage. there's the workhouses. What else? What other sort of child exploitative labor can we have you do in the early
1908, when we don't have any laws about that kind of thing.
But then we bounce back to the current setting, and we see. Oh, sorry, my son's doing a one-handed challenge on his MetaQuest. I had to take the battery out. I guess he couldn't just set it down. But let's. It's back to the current time. We see the men coming in to attack the black spot, and they're demanding Hank. Hank's going to give himself up. Hank is just a good guy. He's like, "I don't want anyone to get hurt. I'll just go with them." And they're like, "Oh, no, you're not. Hey, guess what? We got guns too, y'all. Let's,
Ours are government issued. And the whole time I was thinking that because, when you read about it in the book, they don't say that it was they don't really mention that it was a club that was on a military base founded by, anybody in the military. They just kind of make it sound like this was just a speakeasy for black people. That's pretty much as far as the book is concerned. So I thought it was odd when they decided to establish, oh, no, it's more than that. It was set up by airmen on this base. And I don't know about you guys, but last I checked, it's not super easy to just break onto a military base and, burn one of their buildings down.
But this was on the far side of the airbase, and it was Air Force, and they're not known for their
that's
stringent
true.
security, quite honestly. But did you hear later
Fair.
on during the news broadcast? They were like, a colored folk speakeasy burned to the ground. So,
Illegal.
Yeah,
Illegal
yes.
speakeasy. Yeah.
I was like,
And of course, the general who gifted it to them said, "Oh yeah, you can totally do it." I guarantee, if anybody were to ask him, "So what about that illegal thing?" I knew nothing about it.
they did their own thing. I'm glad, sad what happened, but, at least they're not doing it anymore. Can't let them be getting away with that. But the white folk decide to leave. They don't want to, have a gunfight with these military people. So they end up going
Well, not a
outside.
fair gunfight anyway.
Yeah, not yes, exactly. They want the upper hand. So they go outside, barricade the doors, and set the building on fire. You know what? There's some kids in there, but who cares? You know, they sent the one girl home. You know, you should be ashamed of yourself for being here. And she was a darn fine scat singer. So that guy should be ashamed that he sent her home because he's missing out on some quality. But we end up seeing, you know, just really all heck breaking loose. Pennywise is there. Hallorann is seeing, you know, some Native American people kind of talking to them. He ends up having to talk to them to escape. He ends up saving.
Do you remember what he said in the previous episode about the ghosts?
He was saying you can't talk to them, but I can't remember the whole thing.
He was saying he chooses not to talk to them because if he does, the minute he does, they'll realize, oh, this guy can see us. We better all rush him all at once and make all of our demands and let him know about all of our unfinished business. And so that's why he had said to the other people, like, yeah, as long as you don't acknowledge them, they don't even realize that you're there half the time. But the minute you say something, they're going to be like, oh, good, someone to talk to. And I think that was kind of the similar case in The Sixth Sense. I think it was the same idea. As soon as the boy, cannot remember the character's name in that movie, but as soon as he, actually talks to the ghost, now the rest of them are like, oh, good, we've got a guy we can talk to.
Thank God.
Like in Ghosts TV show.
Oh, yeah, same idea. I forgot about that show. Yeah. God, imagine that being your life, just like the ghost secretary, because they figured out they can talk to you. Or, yeah.
That would be terrible. Oh, my God.
Right.
But we see that Hallorann is able to lead Hank, Ronnie, and Will to safety. And then, unfortunately, Rich and Marge are trapped inside. And he ends up convincing her to basically get in a metal container, using it as like a, can't think of what they're called right now, but you put ice in it. But
It was a Coke freezer.
yeah, a Coke freezer. And has her get inside, and he sits on top. Because she's like, dude, we won't fit in here. And he's like, I know. And they have a very nice little conversation. I was telling Dave, when they were showing the previously on Welcome to Derry, and they had conversation, she's like, oh, you can be my knight. I knew Rich was going to die.
Yeah.
Previous Leon?
What?
Previous Leon?
Yeah,
He's
previous
doing
Leon.
Rick and Morty. Yeah.
Rick and Morty reference. Hit the button.
No, Keith, I knew that this was coming to, not specifically those deaths, but if you've seen the movies, if you've read the book, you know about the fire at the black spot. So I knew that it was coming. I knew that we were probably going to lose some of the characters because obviously they're not the ones who end up saving the day. We got to wait for it, chapter 1 and 2, to actually see a group of kids actually save the day and beat Pennywise for one. So I know it's not this group, but gosh, I did not want to see this happen to them.
Well, it was so nice. I mean, Rich really got what he wanted, not death. But, he's talking to her, and he's like, I remember you came out, and you had a yellow sweater on and a miniskirt on, and I was staring at you because I couldn't believe my eyes. And you said, take a picture to last longer. And I didn't know what that meant, but, now I do, and I wish I could have said, I wish I could. And she, understands the sacrifice he's making for her. And she basically, she's like, Rich, I love you. And he's like, I love you too. And, of course, when they found him in the next morning, when they were freeing him, there may have been some watering of the eyes. They really did a quality job with showing his sacrifice and just seeing him, burnt, sort of looking asphyxiated, sitting there like he probably did not have. It was painful, and he did it for Marge. And man, it was.
He sacrificed himself.
Yeah.
And
I thought these kids did such an excellent job conveying the sadness of that moment. Even here and in a scene later on, they do they got some good kid actors on this show.
And this may not seem like much, but one of the things that I took notice of was when they're all crowding around his body, My first thought was, I wonder if they made like a dummy that looks like him. And I'm like, no, I think that's actually him. And he's doing such a good job of just sitting there with his eyes partially open like a dead body. And this is a kid actor. And they got him to pull off what some adults can't even do.
Mm-hmm.
If that was him
Yeah,
doing
he,
it, he did a tremendous job. Because I was doing the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm like watching, like, is he going to blink or anything? Get out of character. But he didn't at all.
Yeah.
And that was just nice. And then, as the mob is leaving, Ingrid's husband's car won't start. And everyone takes off, and he can't get out of there. And he's approached by Periwinkle.
that was kind of funny. It was pretty. He's trying to get out of there so he doesn't get as if he would be arrested for being a part of this. But he's trying to get out of there. And hey guys, hey all of my racist buddies, where are you going? Don't leave without me. And he sees his wife wandering out of the woods dressed like a clown. And he's like, what is going on? What is tonight?
What are you doing? Just go home. What are you doing?
And he's like, his typical violent self. Go home or you'll be black and blue, when I get there. And you better do this stuff. And then, of course...
To the moon!
After feeding on, 23 people in the black spot or whatever, I believe they said 23 people died.
You need a little dessert.
Yep. He comes out and has, a butcher's and just right here.
Yeah.
I was like...
So you still see the tongue flopping. And it's like...
That has got to be the most gross thing I've ever seen in this, not just TV show, but the movies too. That was so.
Because then he starts eating it.
He picks up his head and eats it
like it's a cantaloupe or something.
Yeah, it's like, and you can hear it squishing around.
Yeah, that was the grossest part to me. It's like, I'm like, oh, stop it, please.
They turned up the gross meter and they nailed it.
Yeah. Oh man, I mean, he deserved it, but he didn't deserve that, I guess. He
did.
Oh, jeez,
he was a dirtbag.
He was a dirtbag, but nobody should have their head cleaved off and then eaten by an alien clown.
Well, when you think about it, Pennywise did him a favor. It was obviously a very sharp cleaver, and it didn't take much effort to get through there. And he was dead as soon as it went through. He didn't know that he ate his head. So,
that's
at least he gave him a quick death.
Mm-hmm. Painless, pretty much, probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
He did much worse to Ingrid because as she's talking to him after witnessing this, and she's like, "Oh, now we can be together. I did this. I knew." Like, she understands the cycles as well as the Native Americans, and she's like,
"Oh yeah,
I knew if I got these two groups together, it would be everything you needed. It would be a signal to you. It would call out to you, and you would come." And he's like, "Oh, well, you did a great job, but now I'm going to sleep." And she's like, "Wait, what?
You mean you're going to sleep?" Also, by the way, did you two notice before she has this conversation with him, as he's standing there, munching on the head that he just cleaved off? I noticed some animalistic instincts that he kind of gave off. You guys have ever seen a skittish dog that gets a treat or food or whatever, and it's kind of like looking around and nobody better take this. This is mine. And it's like you're looking at the dog like, you're good. I don't want your food, bud. You can. That's how Pennywise was with the head. He's looking around like, no one's gonna take my food, right?
I thought he was looking around for more victims.
I'm just, this is not for you.
Right, and I'm just like, the whole time I'm like, how is she this in denial? How does she see this creature in front of her eating? It's essentially a wolf that can talk.
Well,
how did she see this and be like, Papa?
She really didn't realize it until he was like, "Oh no, I gotta go to sleep and can't be with you." And she was like, "That's not how my dad would be." It took that instead of all the other things that happened. But she's like, "Oh, you're not him," or whatever. And so, it does the most logical thing and throws his deadlights on her and leaves her, I won't say completely catatonic, because we do see her kind of
Mm-hmm.
She
look,
focuses later.
yeah, run
Yeah.
away, but man, just left her, just lifted her up, and that whole scene when he's just like, and she's like, just, I was like, oh my god, wow, it's
And
getting
why do
worse.
you think like do you think he knew he was going to bring her she was going to bring more kids later because he didn't kill her, you know? So
You
he
know,
figured
I get the idea that he doesn't care one way or the other, or at least in that moment he didn't, because his cycle had ended. I think he, was just looking to go hibernate. Like, I don't think at the top of his mind was, should I kill her or should I not? I think he was like, if she dies, cool. If not,
yeah, it's like she just did me a favor here,
right?
so I guess I'll
She
let her
has been
go.
bringing me food,
But I think he
so
realized too when she said, "You're not my papa." That was kind of
mm,
over. That enamoring, her being
that's true.
enamored with him, thinking that was her dad, was
Oh
over.
yeah,
And so,
the burping as
yeah,
well. That oh my god, it's just
Oh,
like crunch burp. Papa,
it's like yeah,
yeah,
slow down your eating there, man. You're getting some gas.
you don't want to get the
oh my
hiccups,
gosh,
Papa.
right. But yeah, every time this thing opens up its full mouth and you see the deadlights and it turns into more of its alien-like
Primal, yeah,
creature. Oh my gosh. Just
dude.
like I don't know if any of that effect is practical. Like I don't know if they have like an actual statue or anything that they've made to help with that or if it's all CG, but whatever it is, I mean, it's so good every time.
Bill Skarsgård does a great job as that. He is creepy beyond
Oh yeah.
reproach, and man, so good. But he ends up leaving her there. He's going back
Hmm.
to hibernate, and the next morning, the all the firemen are
The
there.
aftermath.
We see the scene with, Marge and Will and Rich and
And
Ronnie.
that's when my allergies kick in.
Yep, kicked in for the first time. And then, you know, the major and the colonel go over and are speaking to Hallorann, who obviously is not doing so well because he had to do a lot of things he doesn't want to do to help get the kids and Hank out of there last night. So he's, ghosts are all coming around him, especially the new ghost that had just passed from the black spot burning coming right up to him on him, and no one else can see him, and he's like, no, you know what,
Let's
I
go
got a
get
way
this
to a
thing.
pillar. I can lead you to a pillar. I'll
Yeah.
do it. Let's just go do it, whatever. And the major's like, okay, hey, the plan is to move him closer in, trap this beast, closer. So let's go do it. Let's get on the thing. And they head out there and they dig. They have all these dig sites going on, and they finally pull up the turtle shell. I'm sure that has no significance. Uh, and find the pillar. And instead of doing what they said they were going to do, they decide to take it back to the base. The major's kind of upset, like, this is not the plan. And, the colonel's like, hey, Hallorann said it was asleep. We know we're good. We can take it out base. We don't have to worry about opening, the cage door. We're fine. It's sleeping. So let's head out. And so they take it away. And,
Hmm.
Yeah.
and for whatever
That's just
reason,
silly.
did I
Because
miss?
what happens at this point?
Yeah. Well, did I miss why they said they wanted to destroy it? Because when they first doing that scene and they're putting in the thing, and I'm like, what are they? That's what they think, how you test one of these pillars to get on it? But then they said, oh, we're trying to destroy it or whatever. And I'm like,
Yep.
that's probably not a good idea. But the major busts in. He's like, listen, this is a terrible idea. Finally, a military man with some good thoughts. And, the current or the major or the general calls him up and he's explaining to him, hey, America's gone to crap. We're all fighting against each other and nobody cares. And I think if we unleash this, it'll bring everybody together, which I
No.
suppose in some weird way, catastrophes do bring groups together, like 9/11 brought the country
My
together for a little while.
instant thought was Watchmen.
Yeah. Yep. You're right.
Same idea. That was the same idea that Ozymandias had. It was, the world is going to crap. We're all fighting each other. The only thing that's going to bring all of humanity together is some sort of disaster that we can all get behind. And yeah, it's not smart. I'm sorry. Like, to anybody who thinks that that's the best way to get everybody together is a tragedy for us to get behind. It's short-lived. It always will be. It's you brought up 9/11 as an example. People were, like super patriotic and we all got to come together, and that lasted a month or two. Like it was
Yeah.
not even that long before all of a sudden fingers started getting, pointed, and here in Michigan it got pretty bad. Because we had some people who, well, no nice way to put it, they were very racist.
And you know what? I thought you guys are military men. I thought it was kind of like when the general saw him in there pointing a gun at the rest of the staff. I thought
Hmm.
he was amazingly composed just to say, "Oh, can I have a word with you for just a minute?" Instead of
Yep.
like saying,
Everybody
"All
put
right,
your guns down. Yeah.
yeah, take him out of here." No, he's just like,
Hmm.
"Everybody put your guns down. Major, come on up here. I want to talk to you." I was like, "Wow, he's gonna let him
Yeah.
go?"
That surprised me too. I did not expect that. I figured for sure, like what you said, Dave, that he would just say, as soon as everybody put their guns down, all right, now take him away, arrest him. I'm done with it. I don't need him anymore. We did what
Right.
we accomplished, which
Well,
sounds weird.
he honestly believed what he was doing was right. He thought
Yes.
explaining it to him would be he'd be like, "Oh yeah, you're absolutely right. I'm back on board. Sorry, I jumped off the
He's
wagon there.
what, right?
Let's absolutely right." He really thought, "I'll explain it to him. He'll understand what we're doing, and he'll be back on board." And I
Yeah.
guess that's what crazy people do when they have these plans. But yeah, the major's not on
Uh,
board. He realizes this is a very, very bad idea.
I
And
guess now we
then,
know why he was a sheep farmer in at Chapter One. I'm guessing his military career didn't turn out too well.
probably didn't last much longer than what we saw here. But of course, it's funny because when Pennywise went to sleep, when he said he went to sleep or whatever, Hallorann's like, his presence is like something you just can't ignore, and I don't hear it now. He's went to sleep.
Hmm.
Where we got 27 years or whatever. Actually, the Native Americans said that, but I was like, wow, that's crazy. He's asleep before the last episode of the series. I'm like, I wonder how they're gonna wrap all this up. I'm like, I
You
was
found
really
out?
like, I'm looking forward to it. I was like, that's pretty cool. I didn't expect that. And then all of a sudden, they show him, and I'm like, oh god,
Oh,
they're waking him up. Don't do it. And it's just, yeah. And when he went into Will's house and was like standing on the fridge, obviously still like caked
Covered in
in the
blood.
blood that he was
yeah.
soaking in or whatever. Oh my god, I was like, good god. And I'm like, oh, Will's dead. And then he did the deadlights on Will. And
Yeah. Do you think Will has The Shining? Is that what we were saying earlier?
I don't think so because he would have
I
probably
don't think
talked
so.
about it at times. But usually deadlights, and correct me if I'm wrong, Doug, it usually kills people or like leaves them permanently, mentally
Brain damage.
damaged.
Yes. Yeah, the whole idea behind it is the deadlights are supposed to be the closest thing to its true form, and the glowing orbs are just what our brain kind of turns it into because his true form is completely incomprehensible. So that's like the closest thing that our eyes and our brain can muster. And just the incomprehensibleness of it all drives you mad, kills you, or like I said, you're either in a catatonic state or you're a vegetable.
Man, I was like, when he was talking to Will, when he first called, I was like, oh boy, yep, this is not, no, this is not who they say they are. This is not Ronnie. It's going to go
Mhm.
bad. And then he's there and did it. I was like, oh. And of
Yeah,
course,
as soon as he used the line, and then his lungs burst like popcorn. I'm like, oh, nope, nope,
Well, that's when you started hearing two voices, and it's like, wait a minute. Yeah.
You're not tricking me anymore, mister.
I'm not scared of you. You will be.
Yeah.
You will be.
Wait.
Oh, but before that, too, I wanted to talk about that scene when Ronnie Marge go to Lily's house. And she's sitting on the bed with the dagger, the other pillar or whatever that they had. That scene, they got me twice with Rich's death. When they walked in and were trying to tell her what happened, and she's kind of figuring it out, and they're both, you see like tears. I was like, oh my God, you got me in the feels again, guys, twice for the same scene, basically. God, and well done.
Those kid actors are just great for that. They were amazing.
Yeah. It truly felt like they lost a friend the night before. It was spot on and just so good. Man, didn't want it to end again. And as soon as it did, every time the show, I'm like, oh yes, because I'm like, it's on, everything else is off. There could be deer running through my house and I would not notice. And then it's always, it's over, and I'm like.
Well, I ended up watching it for like a second time just so I could get screenshots to use for the thumbnail, and I was just going to like fast forward to certain parts and get what I need, but then I kind of got drawn in and forgot what I was doing.
Very easy to do with this show.
Yeah, it is. Especially little things like, not knowing that Pennywise would ever wake up once he went to sleep, but he sensed that pillar was gone. And it woke him up. He had a little more free reign to go. Now, I have a what's next theory, I think, what is going to happen.
Okay.
Okay, Ryan Airy, go ahead.
He stole that from us.
He did.
They should be calling him Keith Richter or Dave Kinches or Doug McClain.
Should be.
But
one day they will.
I think they're going to, because we know in the future Pennywise, it is not everywhere. It didn't escape. I think they're going to use what Lily has put back as the pillar to be able to trap him, make sure he's still stuck in Derry. The Air Force. No offense, Doug. The Air Force is going to learn the error of their ways. Because Pennywise, there's going to be a second catastrophe going on because he is going to totally destroy that base, probably. And
I'll have you know, if that had been an army operation, we would have dug up all the pillars, lined them up dress, stared at them for 7 hours, waiting for the lieutenant to come and inspect them. It never happened, and then us put them back to go and do the same thing the next morning.
Sounds about right. But yeah, it's so incredibly well done. I enjoy every moment of this. I can't wait for next week. I'm telling you, I was shocked. They completely tricked me. I'm like, they're going to have a whole episode with Pennywise asleep. I wonder what's going to happen. I'm looking forward to it. And then it's like, oh God, he's waking up. His eyes are going to open. Here he comes. And it's like, oh, hey.
Yeah, Keith, I was kind of in the same boat as you. Once everything had happened and, Pennywise went to sleep and everything, I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, this isn't the last episode, is it? I'm like, that can't be how it ends. I'm like, I know there's supposed to be one more episode, but what are they going to do? Like, what's the bow that they're going to wrap up on this thing? What's the yellow ribbon that they're going to tie up? Like, what's... And then as soon as they showed them destroying the shard, and then they showed the kids going to Lily, and then she's holding on to it. I'm like, that's it. So I was thinking the same thing as you, and I think I know why. This whole season has been dark. I mean, it is scares and murders one after the other. And there have been very few lighthearted moments, except for every now and again when the kids are getting along and they're planning and everything like that. But everything else has been really dark. And so I think the writers, the directors, producers, I think they figured, you know what, we got to give them the tiniest of wins. We know that not everybody is going to make it, but you can't just end a season like this on such a depressing note. Nobody's going to want to come back. So we got to give them a win, as minor as it might be. And I think that's what, to piggyback off of what you're saying, what your what's next is. I agree. I think they're also going to use that, bury that in its place, trap Pennywise, and I bet you it's gonna like last moment he's gonna be running after them, and they're gonna put it in the ground, and he's gonna freeze and stop, and then he's gonna turn around and go back and hibernate.
You'll like glare at him like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna eat your kids. We're not having kids. I'm gonna eat
I'll
your
see you
friends' kids.
shit asses
We'll
in
tell them
27
not.
years.
I'll see you in 27 years.
Right.
I'm gonna need
Better
you to
have lots
work
of kids
out.
for me.
I need you to work out between now and then because I don't like I like tasty meat.
Eat lots of bacon. Mm.
Sweet bacon.
Nature's candy, bacon. Mm.
Oh, I almost forgot too. We also see Charlotte takes Hank the Rose
Yeah.
to try to get him into Canada. Hey, borders are just a line on a map. If you get him up there, we can. I know someone who can get him new identification for his family and everybody. We just can't. You can't cross at the border because they don't take kindly to dead people crossing borders.
Yeah.
So, I wonder if there's still more in store for him besides just getting into Canada and stuff, because we know the story's not over. We know that this was just a precursor to probably a much bigger catastrophe going on next week. All thanks to General Shaw. Hey,
Yep.
let's let this thing loose, because a town that has missing children every 27 years and hate crimes all the time. Let's push that out a bit further. Let's see how that can bring everybody together, because Derry's doing so nice. Let's bring it out, man. I thought their plan to try to trap it was dumb. This is even dumber.
Thank you. I was going to ask you to, because now I've got a question that I don't understand about this series, about this
You
season.
don't understand the question?
No. I have a question because there is a part that I don't understand.
Well, when boys
Oh.
and girls really like each other,
See.
sometimes they get intimate, and they're-
Phrasing.
You done? Okay. So we know that the Major was brought in for a specific reason, right? Why did they select him out of everybody to come join this mission?
because he doesn't have fear. He's
Right.
Daredevil.
Okay.
Right.
Why did they need him at all? If the plan all along was just to find and destroy one of these shards, what do they need him for? In my
When you
opinion, they
think
never did.
about it,
I
what
think-
has he really contributed to it besides that little
Oh, shooting his
security
friend?
detail?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they needed him. They thought they needed him to get close enough to the pillars to get one. Like they really thought that if anyone was going to be able to get in the sewers or get, dig for this pillar, it would have to be him, because he wouldn't be frightened off by Pennywise. That fear wouldn't affect him. But then obviously, because he was the one who flew Hallorann over to kind of find where Pennywise was. Other pilots might not have been able to do it. He did lead the expedition into the sewers, and then the reason he didn't need to be the one that dug it up is because Pennywise was sleeping at the time. So, they didn't have to worry about him coming and eating soldiers or doing anything like that.
Well, they didn't know about the pillars when they brought him in, though.
That's true.
We don't know that.
They didn't exactly know what they were looking for.
They did mention the
Yep.
pillars before, because they had mentioned we're looking early in the season. They did mention
You know
the
what?
pillars
Yeah.
when they pulled up.
You're right. They did.
The massacre car from next season's.
Yeah. I thought they discovered the pillars when he was in Daniel's brain.
They
figured out
discovered,
the
I think,
location.
what they actually were.
Yep.
Okay.
The fact that they were those shards of glass. I don't think they knew what the pillars were in the beginning.
Dragon glass.
Yep. And
I mean, basically.
And then I don't know why Pennywise was targeting Will. Maybe because he was alone, because he does like to do it, but he didn't eat him either. So I don't know if he's going to use Will against the Major or his mom or Rose or what's going to happen. But man, there's so much open for next week, like how they can handle this. Because I'm assuming the kids are going to find out Will was taken by Pennywise, and that's what's going to get them to go back where they
Gotta rescue him.
probably don't want to go. And that's when the dragon glass will be replaced. And, you know.
Now, what are your theories on why he bothered to take the boy?
The only thing I can think of, I thought about that a lot. Like, why did, like, I think he targeted him because he was alone. Because his parents were gone, his friends were all together. But I don't know if it's to draw the other kids out or if it's something against his dad or his mom or all of the above. But my first instinct was it's to draw those other kids in. He wants Lily, he wants Ronnie, and he wants Marge. They're extra scared and extra tasty at this point.
But he was done. He was ready to go back to sleep. He was like, I'm all set here. And then the pillar was moved. So I think the reason he came back out is because he knew he could expand his territory.
I'm thinking something sort of like that too. Not so much as expanding his territory just yet. I mean, he probably will eventually. But I think he's doing the same thing that he did in It Chapter 1. In that movie, if you remember, he kidnapped Beverly to lure the other kids in, specifically so he could eliminate whatever threat there was. He knew that for some reason they were able to push him back. They were working together, and that's the one thing that scares Pennywise, is when a group of people are working together against him. And so I think he saw that as a threat, and I think he's doing the same thing. I think he kidnapped him specifically to, look, I'm going to be sleeping for a while. I don't want anybody sneaking up on me. Let's just take care of this now.
Yeah, I think that stands. That's like how a, predator like him would think. I don't want anyone getting me while, I'm hibernating. I'm going to take care of this crap right now. I need to tighten up some loose ends out there. Some tasty, delicious loose ends.
And then I
Now that
assume,
they've
like a
seen
bear, he shoves a bunch of pine cones and stuff up his butt, so so he can hibernate.
He's got to bring the wonder fruit seeds, the mega seeds.
Oh dear God.
It's like, whoa, Pennywise. Okay, look, man, like, I was pretty creeped out by you eating people's brains and, scaring children to death, but, like, what are you doing? Getting ready to hibernate. Yeah, but why are you doing that?
He's like, well, I've done it too many times myself. I need little kids, because they're still taut and malleable.
God.
That's how I'm going to get it through customs. Customs.
But did you? It's funny because it's almost. I was when we were watching the scene Dave was talking about earlier too, when the general just called, the major up to talk to him. It didn't seem like the influence had any effect on the general, but it did seem to have effect on some of the soldiers. Like he was almost immune to the influence too. Like he was so headstrong and stubborn. Like I know I'm right and I know this is good and I'm not letting anything waver. Because the one colonel who ended up coming behind the major and pointing a gun at him, he seemed like he was ready to just pop off at any moment. I don't know if that was some, racism towards him or what, but he seemed like he was just ready to throw down at any moment. No, we're taking it. You don't challenge us. You go, go have fun. Get away from here. And then he was ready to kill him like that at any moment. It seemed odd that the general seemed to be immune to the influence where very few people are. Rose seems to be also immune to the influence. And I don't know if it's because they experienced it as kids and they were scared of it, but they knew how to defeat it. I shouldn't say defeat it. They knew don't go in the woods and it can't get you. So, they weren't as scared. But we're seeing those parallels kind of between Rose and the general. The general is like, his experience kind of made him think that releasing this thing and giving it to everybody is going to be a beneficial thing, where Rose worked with a group to try to contain it and keep it as bottled up as possible And it's funny that they were friends as kids, and now the life trajectory is complete opposites.
And Hanlon is of a similar mindset as Rose. He believed, oh yeah, we're going to move it inward and we're going to trap this beast, we're going to contain it. And ever since he experienced what it's actually like, he's, even more dead set on this is what we need to do. And I think when he heard the general actually say what his real plan was all along, sorry, it's OPSEC, we couldn't bring you in on it. And it's like, I think once he heard it, he was like, oh, you're crazy. Okay, cool, got it.
Yeah, he even went off on him a little bit, and he still didn't fly off the handle at him. The general didn't. I was really impressed with his restraint.
Yeah, he really held it together.
Because like you guys know military, they're not going to put up with that kind of. I mean, I've never been in the military, but from what you've told me, they don't really put up with that kind of insubordination.
So,
What's that? It's Air Force.
It's the Air Force, so they call each other by their first names. They put their hands in their pockets. It's pretty chill.
They don't stand at attention ever. It's all cool. Swing with the wind.
Wake up at 10 every morning. Don't do any PT.
Wait, they gotta get up at 10? I didn't know they actually had to get up. I thought
it was that too early?
show up for lunch.
Well, that's too early.
Good to go.
That's crazy.
Show up for lunch. Yeah, that might be more accurate. Wandering like, oh man, can you guys make me a breakfast burrito? It's 1 p.m. I got up too early. You're right.
You're right. Can I have a lunch burrito with eggs, sausage, and hash browns?
This is why we made McDonald's serve breakfast all day long.
Yeah.
See, that scene, that was one of the best scenes in Superman. When he's like, we've been dating 3 months, so I made your favorite, breakfast for dinner. That is my absolute favorite thing. My wife and kids.
Absolute.
I'm always, let's have it. They're like,
waffles or pancakes?
For me,
omelets,
waffles.
egg sandwiches. Waffles are good. Pancakes you can never go wrong with.
French toast. That's the best.
French toast is the best. Yeah.
I used to make French toast batter with Kahlua.
Ooh,
so
oh my gosh, does that sound good?
You made the right kind.
It's very good.
Okay, you guys ready for me to gross you out?
Of course.
No.
All right, so here's a little breakfast tangent time. So, my favorite thing that I've been doing lately for breakfast, and I'm like Keith, I'll eat breakfast for lunch, dinner, midnight snack, whatever. But one of my favorite things to do is I'll get like some corned beef hash, and then I'll get some grits, and then I'll get some sausage links, and I'll cut them up into it, and then I'll get some over easy eggs, and I'll mix it all up together into what I call breakfast slop. And it looks gross, but my God, does it taste good. It is so friggin' delicious. And other people have looked at me eating my slop pile, and they're like, oh boy, where did you go wrong? What happened with your life? I am doing great. This is what I want.
Doug, admit what really happens. You go, get away from my slop.
Yes, exactly.
I love that kind of stuff where you can mix it all together. Yeah. My daughter, she will not let any foods touch me. Put it all together and I'll just eat it. It all ends up in the same spot, but it gives it a different texture.
One of my favorite things, while we're on breakfast tangent time, one of my favorite things I used to make, I called it my patented fat guy omelet. But I would make it'd be a 3-egg omelet with sausage, cheese, hash browns, onions, and then I would cover it all with sausage gravy. Homemade sausage gravy.
God, that sounds so good,
and
Keith.
I would go into a food coma for about 3 hours after I ate it. And it was worth every moment of it.
That sounds
those
so
football Sundays?
It would be football Sundays, yes.
Man. I could go for some biscuits and gravy now. Some homemade sausage gravy. Oh man.
Do you know how to make it?
Yeah.
Okay, I was going to say, I'll send you my recipe. It's really easy.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right, let's get back to it. All right, I see that Dave asked Sierra out in the Twitch chat what she thought of Derry. Should we give this episode our rating, gentlemen?
I think we should.
We shall, yes.
Indubitably.
Well, to keep it with tradition, I'll start. This was definitely a bounce back episode for me. I was really happy with it. It even with the flashback, it kind of got me back into, like I said earlier, got me back into the episode when it came back to the current time, and I thought it flowed well. And it sucked to see Rich go even right after his drum solo. Even though he didn't play it, but but um,
For those of you that
He
don't
needs
know,
to get a
Dave is a
break.
drummer. Can't give that poor kid some props. I mean, he sucked, but I'm not going to get into.
I mean,
that.
he sucked, but he gave it his best. He had fun. Anyway,
At least he had fun. Here's your participation trophy, kid. Kid?
that's
Oh,
right.
never mind.
Like if you become president, you can get a participation. No, never mind. Never mind. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is, what a bounce back episode that even started off hot, and I mean hot because the place burned down, and you know, I don't know, the story flowed. It didn't not all of it made sense. It all seemed to go like there weren't plot holes, and the kids were acting their asses off. I've enjoyed the story, the way the story is being told, as far as like not including the because I think the racism or discrimination like towards women would be a distraction from the story. I know it's in the time periods, but I think that would distract from the main story, and they're doing a good job of keeping it out, and I like it. Where it's going next week, I don't know because when they said he was going to sleep, all right, okay. I was thinking the same thing Keith was. What are we going to do with this last episode? Obviously, now we know. I think it's going to be amazing wrap up. I think they're going to nail it. I'm going to give this week an 8.5. That's from me.
That is very high praise from Dave. Who you rarely give out anything higher than like a 7.5. So yeah.
Yeah.
But I agree with you, man. This episode was so well crafted, and it gave us so much like new lore, like the reason he took on the Pennywise, persona, was he saw how, Rob Gray as him attracted all these kids, and he was like, man, that's so much easier than, how I've been doing it. I'm gonna do this, and it was just all so good, and everything about this episode about with the black spot burning down and how it happened and the people staying outside and Hallorann having to kind of lead them out by using spirits and knowing there's a thing underneath the fridge and Rich's heroic sacrifice for Marge, which was so well crafted, so well done, and like Dave said, the kid actors were amazing, and then we see Ingrid's realization that this is not her dad. It may look like him, but it is definitely not him. Was just so well done, Madeline Stowe still has the acting chops that she's had all along. And just, the curveball they threw in multiple, sections. Hey, we found the pillar. Oh, guess what? We're not, bringing it in anymore, guys. Because, Pennywise is asleep. Hallorann told us, so we're good. And then Pennywise waking up was one of just a chilling moment for me when I'm watching it. As soon as they pan to the scene with him and he's like, up to here in the blood, I'm just like, oh my God, they just made a much more horrible mistake than I possibly imagined. And I was enthralled the whole episode. This series has gotten me just so I am just completely a fan. I'm not like taking notes. I'm not doing anything when I watch it the first time. I'm just completely enthralled by everything going on. I'm going to give it an 8.8. This show has been great all season. Last week, I don't want to say it was a misstep because it set some things up, which I think helped this episode be this good. But everything about this season has been exactly what you would expect. Excellent writing, excellent acting. The pacing is great. They constantly trick you into forgetting it is a freaking horror show. And then they show you why it's a horror show. And they really catch you. It's nothing is done just for like a gag or a jump scare. Everything has meaning. And I'm with Dave. I think they are going to just do a tremendous job on the finale next week because there's no reason not to believe it unless you watch The Flash. And then maybe you think, maybe they're going to have some babies in microwaves. I don't know. I don't know. No, they're going to do a great job.
So what did you rate it?
8.8.
8.8. All right. Yeah, I'm pretty much with you guys. I thought it was an incredible episode. One of the things that I'm beginning to realize is that you can do flashbacks right and you can do them wrong. Like so far, every time that they've done a flashback in this series, it's they're very few and far between. They don't take up too much time, and they serve a purpose. They flow with the overall narrative that's already been going on, so they don't break things up too much. It's like, for instance, when they're showing, the whole thing with Periwinkle, they're doing it to show you exactly what kind of man Bob Gray was, how much he loved her daughter, and that's all in service of the larger story. Whenever we talk about like a flashback going wrong, I think the thing that we're all usually thinking of is probably The Acolyte or Wonder Woman 84, both examples of terrible ways to use a flashback, where they don't really serve a purpose. They're done pretty poorly, and they disrupt the overall narration that's been going on. And this hasn't been doing that. It serves a story. It works. It's done well. And this episode, I also don't really want to call it like a bounce back, because while last week's episode wasn't perfect, I'm kind of similar to Keith, where I understand why they were doing what they did. I understand why they had to set things up and why they decided to end it where they did, where, you've got the Legion of White Decency coming up and they're getting ready to burn down the Black Spot. They obviously want to save this big, sad moment for its own episode. So it makes even more sense now. And I'm willing to cut last week's episode a bit more slack because of the amount of emotion that we had in this episode. I mean, all of these young child actors are just doing a phenomenal job across the board. And I gotta say, like, I was impressed. I said it during our review, but I was very impressed with the actor that plays Rich. Because I was sitting there thinking, like, is that a dummy? Is that a mannequin or something that they put together? I'm like, no, I think that might actually be him. And he's doing just a good job of playing a motionless, non-blinking, non-breathing dead child. And like, I mean, kudos to you. What are you, like, 14 at most? Come on, man. Like, that's good. Good
He's
job.
actually 37.
His name is Ralph Macchio.
I was going to say, okay, well then I'm less impressed.
That's Ralph Macchio right there.
But no, I mean, they're all doing an incredible job. The girl that plays Marge, oh my gosh, like, I felt her emotion in both of those scenes. In the scene where, she discovers his body in the Black Spot, and when they go to tell the other girl about it. And also something else that I was picking up on, and I don't know if you two noticed this as well, that shard that Lily has been hanging on to. You know how I said that I think it's kind of giving off a sort of one ring aura. It's doing something to her. Either she's still taking her mom's medication, or the shard is still affecting her. Because did you hear how she was talking? Like, she was kind of out of it.
Yeah.
She's like, "Oh, hey, how are you?" And it's like, okay, something's not right here. What is? And the whole time she's like a death grip on that thing, and the dog that was in there with her was barking at it the whole time. And as soon as they opened the door, it got the hell out of there. So there's something ominous about that thing. I don't know if, minor theory, I don't know if it's like absorbing some of Pennywise's evil every time it gets near him, every time it glows when he's around, or what. Like, I don't know. I don't know what's happening, because the existence of these shards is new to the overall canon. They were never in the book, so it's not something that I really understand. But it is very interesting, and I'm wondering how that's going to, play going forward. I assume that in future seasons, as they go back into the past, we're probably going to see that tribe again using that shard. So I am curious. more about that. But um, again, everything about this episode was very good. It was phenomenal. Um, honestly, I got to give it a 9 out of 10. It was just so good. Once again, not a phone moment. I'm not distracted watching it. It pulls you in, and I don't want to keep saying that it's better than Stranger Things, but I mean, having just watched, the season 4 of Stranger Things, I'm like, yeah, but Welcome to Derry is still doing it better. So I can't wait for the season finale to see how they're going to wrap all of this up. I really do hope that I'm right. I hope they give these kids just even the tiniest of wins.
They kind of have to. But it's funny, talking. One of the things I forgot to mention too, talking about the flashbacks, even the flashbacks from like the early episodes, showing Rose and General Shaw as kids, still shows you things that are happening now, and it makes sense for what Rose does and what General Shaw is doing. It wasn't just a flashback to show a flashback. It is still meaningful 6 episodes later, and that's awesome. And anyone, please, if you're on the chat, let us know what you think on a scale of 1 to 10, the Doug scale, 5 being average. Let us know what you thought of this episode of Welcome to Derry. Episode 7, The Black Spot. Sadly, only 1 episode left in this season, but thankfully we are getting a second season, so that is good. But let us know what you think, because we've got some news, notes, and rumors.
I know what it is. Oh wait, is it before the other one that you were going to mention? Is there any MCU or DC?
Yeah, we
news
have some
got?
MCU, we have some DCU,
Okay.
we have some we have some DC that's not the DCU, and
The Snyderverse is coming
then we got
back.
that
I
last-
knew it, baby.
Snyderverse is totally coming back. Just because Netflix canceled 7 of his other universes, they're bringing it back. But
So
no,
what if Henry Cavill is 70? That's okay.
he walks with a cane, but we're good.
I'm Superman.
We're going to start with Doomsday.
Oh, poop my pants.
No one has pooped their pants that I know of.
Not yet.
The trailer will be released this Thursday.
I read that.
Okay.
Where and why? Where and when?
We don't know. We don't know.
Oh, okay.
This has not been
Wake up
confirmed
on
yet.
Thursday. Keep your eyes peeled.
If it does drop, maybe we have an emergency stream to talk about it. But
Huh?
a lot of the rumors are going around. It will be Thursday. And I hope that is
Okay,
right.
interesting.
Because I'm looking forward to seeing it. Because, it's supposed to be attached to Avatar Fire and Ash, which we will be at the theater reviewing in like a week. Yeah,
Yep,
a week
it's
and
next
3
week.
days. Wow, that's... Time flies when you're having fun. Mike D, that's
Mhm.
me.
You know.
Come on and get some. MIKE to the D. Sorry.
Do you know what Thursday is? Thursday is Thor's Day.
A lot of
Maybe they'll
people,
have-
it's funny, a lot of people thought the trailer
Thank
was
you, Doug.
going to be dropped Sunday night at 7 because the Fantastic Four Twitter, every Sunday at 7, it shows the clip of the Fantastic Four saying, "We sit down for dinner every Sunday at 7 together as a family." So they're like, oh, they're going to drop it then to coincide with that. It didn't happen. But once again, nothing is confirmed with...
It's a little cringy.
It is, I know. People read into way too many things. But supposedly, it's dropping Thursday. I think Daniel RPK said it. A couple others have said Disney does have a trailer that's ready to drop. They're not saying it's Doomsday. They said there was something else that it could have been. But enough smoke has been rising about it. It's very possible we'll get it on Thursday. And I don't know if you guys saw this, but Avengers Endgame will be re-released in theaters on September 25th, 2026.
I did
Avengers
see with a new end credit scene because Disney needs to make up some money.
Well, there was no end credit scene at the end of Endgame.
True. And I thought it was fine for that. But I know that they want to set up Doomsday, so
Now, the extra credit scene has not been confirmed. It is scooper rumor that there's going to be, but other people have said the final scene in Endgame will be the first scene in Doomsday. Do you guys remember what the final scene in Endgame was?
Yeah, the wasn't it the funeral?
No.
No,
Steve
no,
Rogers dancing with Peggy.
that's right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All right.
well, that would make sense. That would make sense to have that be the opening scene. Yeah.
And according to some people's theory on what the plot may be, that Steve staying in the past causes the incursion that
Oh,
destroys Doom's world. So he's coming to get that rotten Steve Rogers. I'll show him a thing or two.
I'm
I
gonna
mean,
get
if
that
that's
Wanda too because she did the same thing.
I mean, if that's the direction they're going in, okay. I mean, fine. It just to me it doesn't make sense based on the Loki series when he questions it too, and he says, "Oh no, that was supposed to happen."
Yeah. Well, that was supposed to happen for the sacred timeline. And there's a possibility that the sacred timeline was suppressing any Doctor Dooms because that was a challenge to He Who Remains or Kang. Is how they could play it off. I don't have any inside information, but
Yeah.
seeing as he wanted to stop the multiversal war, you would think they're probably trying to keep any Dooms under covers because they don't want him
Fair.
reaching full
Yeah.
power.
That'd be interesting.
Now, here's the last Doomsday thing. It will act as a direct sequel to Avengers Endgame.
Sequel to. Sure.
So
Okay.
basically, all of Phase 5, 6, or 4, 5, 6 doesn't mean much of anything. Endgame to Doomsday. The rest doesn't really matter.
Yeah. In all honesty, Disney Marvel. They're probably like, wow, we can just do this every time we screw up. Just kind of sweep it under the rug, pretend like none of it ever happened.
Hi, Robert Downey Jr. Yeah, we need you to come back. We made some bad choices. Yep. Yep, we're calling Chris Evans next. Okay, cool. Thank you. Okay, bye. Click.
You're like, I'll take 75 million and I'll do whatever you want.
All of a sudden, hey, this is George. Yeah, George Lucas. Yeah, they brought me back. Screwed up Star Wars. Yeah, Robert, we're gonna need you to come in for this one too.
Can you play a Jedi or a Sith? Your choice. I don't care what it is.
Wait, honestly, at this point, we don't give a shit. You want to put on a mask? You don't? Whatever.
I want a teal lightsaber. No,
Cool.
no, no teal.
You get it, Robert. You get whatever you want. And here's your bank vault full of cash that you'll get.
Because that's how much you're worth now.
You know, it's funny because I go back and forth, and I'm like, okay, I think it's gonna be good. You know, they got the Russos and they got the stuff that was really, but then you hear, oh, it's now a direct sequel to Endgame, and while that may work, it's like I feel like they keep pushing back. Hey, we haven't been making as much money. Let's go back to that nostalgia where we were at our height. And you got to keep pressing forward. You can't, go back to what worked before. I hope it's good, but I hope they do.
This is what movie studios do, though. I
know.
swear, it's like every time they're incapable of thinking, okay, what's going to help us move forward? They just got to reach into the fun bin of, well, what already worked? Let's just do that again.
But the thing is, they don't have to do it on every movie, but they think
No, they don't
do.
have to.
They like the only reason they got there is because of the meticulous setting up that they did with those solo movies and every movie before it. That's why it got so big. So yeah, they should take a step back and do some more development. They obviously didn't really do that in phases 4, 5, and 6.
I think a prime example of that was Thor: Love and Thunder. I think whatever movie Taika Waititi probably originally had in mind, based on some of the deleted scenes we've seen, I think it probably would have been better than what we got. But I think the studio, Disney in this case, was scared. I think they saw the original cut of it, and they're like, no, 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 you got to make it funnier. This has too many serious moments. She has cancer. No, no, no. Make jokes, more jokes. Remember, Ragnarok? It was super funny. Just do Ragnarok again.
Yeah. That's what
And
we
then we
did.
got what we ended up getting, and it was a bit of a train wreck. We thought there was going to be more Guardians in it. We thought that it was going to have some of the humor of Ragnarok, but then when they said that they were going to do Lady Thor, we're like, okay, they're going to get more serious. No, they just turned it into, like as many jokes per minute as they could fit in.
Yep, it was like an episode of Family Guy. And Gore was great. I
Yeah.
mean, Christian Bale was tremendous as Gore. But yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's probably one of the few good parts about it. It had a few redeemable moments. I will give it that. There were a couple of moments that were okay in it, but overall, it was a bit of a mess compared to Ragnarok. I think was better.
Oh yeah,
I
100%.
mean, how many scenes did Christian Bale have with the rest of the cast? Just one or two?
It was very minimal, yeah.
Yeah, very minimal.
And yeah, like you said, that was the best part of the movie, is
Hmm.
because, all right, we're learning what the villain does, and it's not just, slapstick. This guy's serious,
Yeah.
and he should be taken seriously.
Yeah.
It does make me wonder, if there was more again that was on the cutting room floor, because it sounds like the original movie probably was more, a little darker with him going around and killing all these different worlds, gods, and everything, which, I mean, honestly, they should have done to up the threat levels to make you, want to get behind Thor and friends and be like, hey, you got to stop this guy. He's going on like a rampage. But instead, they're just like, oh, he's killed so many gods. Oh, yeah, but we didn't see it. Yeah, but he did it off screen.
Totally killed gods. It was
Totally
menacing.
killed them all. Oh, okay. Well, what are we gonna do about it? Joke. Huh.
And
We're
Dave's
gonna make
right
sure.
about how they built up the first three phases.
Yeah.
Do that. You know what? Get your nostalgia, get your fans back if that's what you think is best. I fear they're going to get the wrong, you know, impression when if this does really well. Instead of going, okay,
Yeah.
we got the X Men now, let's build it all up. They're going to be like, we need more Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans. Let's put X Men on the shelf and do this and no, just build out the X Men. Bring in Alpha Flight. Bring in heroes. They brought in so many heroes that never were seen again. You can't do that. The thing that worked about the first three phases, you got Iron Man 2, Iron Man 3, you got him in Avengers. You got three Captain America movies, you got him in the Avengers movies. You got Thor, you got Black Widow showing up here and there. And it just, the characters felt familiar. In this, you got, one season of a bunch of different heroes, a movie here and there, and just seemed a little too all over the
Unbelievable.
place. It wasn't coherent enough to really draw everybody in. Let's hope that changes.
Yeah, I mean, I've got my fingers crossed. I'm hoping that when I watch the trailer for Doomsday, that it will hype me up more. Right now, I'm just, like I said, like I keep saying, I'm gonna go see it, obviously. And, I'm hoping that it's good, but right now, I'm just kind of middle of the road because they haven't impressed me yet. So here's hoping that I watch the trailer and it gets me excited to see this.
Now, I have some bad news.
Oh no.
Not
Was
terrible
Blade
news.
canceled again?
What?
Was Blade canceled again?
No. Unfortunately, no Blade news today.
Oh, okay.
The Punisher special has been delayed until mid 2026.
What?
You
Why?
have got to be.
Now, I know what you're saying. Keith, we never got a date when it was going to be released. You're right, we didn't. But John Barenthal said that he was in an interview and he said Spider-Man Brand New Day and the Punisher special presentation will release around the same time. So the whole,
Okay.
it was being reported it was delayed, but we had never got an actual release date on it. And I think everyone just assumed it was going to come out right after Daredevil Born Again. But it sounds like, I'm assuming John Barenthal's in the know. It seems like it'll be coming out around the same time, either June, July, somewhere right around Spider-Man Brand New Day, which, hey,
So, with that in mind, I do have a question for you two. I'm curious what you think. Do you think they're doing this Punisher special because somebody at Disney Marvel is afraid there's going to be people who won't know who Punisher is?
no. I believe that this was something John Barenthal came to them with a script and said, "Let's do this," and they said, "You know what? We're down."
Okay.
Because supposedly the script was excellent, and they're really fired up to make it. So let's hope that's the case. You know, you never know. You always hear these.
I hope so too.
You always hear these rumors, and you hope it's true. And I mean, let's face it. I mean, John Barenthal is the best Punisher we have ever gotten.
Oh yeah.
Even Thomas Jane said it was a mistake to hire me. He said, "I'm not." He was like, "Listen, I'm not Italian, and right now you got a guy in there who just epitomizes the Punisher." And they're right. I hope he does this for many more years, because we won't get a guy as good as Frank Castle as John is. So hopefully they give him whatever he wants. You want to do another special? Yep. You want to be in a Micronauts movie? We'll do it.
Don't give them ideas, Keith, because then Marvel's going to be like, "Oh, they want more John Barenthal? Great, we're going to reboot it 800 times. Every time that something starts to slump, we'll add him to our call list. Hey, Robert, we couldn't get John in."
We're gonna bring John back as Doctor Doom.
Right? Yeah.
Now,
May as well.
good news, everybody. Punisher the Musical is coming out at the end of the year.
And a sequel to I Can Do This All Day. This will be your last day by the Punisher. All right, let's go.
And now the final MCU news. Spider-Man Brand New Day has wrapped filming.
Well, that took long enough.
Yep.
They did film for quite a long time, so, you know, a lot of practical sets, a lot of big action scenes, it sounds like, so good. Looking forward to that movie. I'm really hoping, a lot of it has to do because the Punisher's in it. And then the Hulk, supposedly Silver Samurai, and I just don't know how this is all going to work. Sadie Sink as a mutant, or as Punisher crony, or as Gwen Stacy, or, you know, Firestar, Jean Grey.
Be funny. She's just gonna end up owning like a newsstand or something, and he's gonna
Right, it'll be some dumb thing, and it'll be like an end credit scene. I think I'm a mutant. Bum bum bum. Right, yeah, something stupid like. Here's what I'm starting to realize. I think Spider-Man Brand New Day is the runoff collection for all of the characters that they couldn't shove into Doomsday anymore. They're like, we're running out of room, we are at full capacity, and they're spilling over into Brand New Day. That's why you've got Hawk in there and maybe Silver Samurai, who knows. And it's just like none of it makes any sense, but that's okay.
And Sting, of course.
You know,
The Beyonder is going to show up there now. Why not?
He's definitely showing up. I thought a lot about the Silver Samurai and how he would work in there. If Sadie Sink is playing a mutant who is in hiding that Spider-Man saves, maybe he saves her from Silver Samurai, who is out there trying to find mutants and grab them. That's the only connection I can think of, you know, because he was a big Wolverine villain and stuff like that. I don't know. Who knows what's going to happen? I guess we'll find out at some point whether he's in it or not.
Here's kind of a weird idea. I know this is crazy, okay? But hear me out. Hear me out. What if we give Spider-Man a Spider-Man movie instead of an X-Men movie or an Iron Man movie? What if just this once we gave him his own movie and it was with Spider-Man characters in just a Spider-Man world?
No.
Yeah, that's too crazy. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have even said anything.
How dare you even bring that up? Unbelievable.
You know, Sony did say they were interested in selling the Spider-Verse back to them.
What?
Right?
Sony?
No, Sony has never said that.
They would never do that. They've
Sony
got
is
I'll
actually-
look that up.
I've got
I'm looking
bad
that up.
news for everybody
Uh,
about Sony. This is unconfirmed. But post Secret Wars, they want to relaunch their Sonyverse.
oh God! Into what? Like,
More Venom
what
movies.
more can they do to us?
Yeah, I don't know. There's what Spider-Man villains haven't they ruined yet? So
Oh God. Watch them try to somehow make like Doc Ock a good guy.
yeah,
Just call Octopus or something. I don't know. Something stupid.
the Doctor.
The doctor is in. That'll be the tagline. Oh God, we just did Sony's work for them.
Do you consider MDC to be a good source? MSN to be a good source?
MSN?
Yes.
Sometimes.
So Sony is rumored to consider selling Spider-Man movie back to our Marvel after the failure of Craven.
They did lose some money on the last couple movies, but they have been making bonkers bucks off the Spider-Man movies that the MCU
Well,
is
it's
doing all the
probably
work for.
Live action, they could, I can't imagine them selling, the Spider-Verse, the animated movies are doing fantastic.
Yeah.
And they are fantastic. But I don't know.
I mean, they may have considered it, thinking, what can we do?
Mm-hmm.
We're not good at making these movies. And then they were like, yeah,
Clearly.
The audiences are wrong. They demanded these movies, and then they didn't go see them. We're going to sue them. All right. Are you guys ready for some DC and DCU news?
Yes. I guess. I mean, sure.
The first one is for the Batman Part 2.
Uh-huh.
Scarlett Johansson has joined the cast.
Yeah, I did read that. What do you think?
Okay.
Poison Ivy?
Nope.
Nope. What do you think?
My first thought, because once again, Matt Reeves has said it is someone we've never seen in live action is going to be the villain. There is someone who has never been in live action, which is one of my favorite Batman movies of all time.
What? Oh, Mask of the Phantasm.
Yes, Andrea Beaumont.
I think once you said favorite Batman movie, I'm like, okay, yep. Yeah, that'd be really cool.
I'd be shocked. I mean, that's crazy to think that they might do Phantasm as the villain.
That would be kick-ass, and it would still fit within a slightly more realistic take on Batman.
Yep.
I could definitely see that, an assassin character, and also somebody that, ends up actually breaking Bruce out of his shell.
Yep.
Because that was probably sorry, spoilers for a movie from the 90s, but it was probably one of the for it to being an animated movie, it was an emotional moment when he realized the woman that he had actually like really truly deeply fallen in love with, that he was considering giving up being Batman for, turned out to be one of the villains he had been going after. I mean, it was an incredible movie, and it would be really cool to see them do that in live action.
Well, don't you know all of his villains are just characters in his head, and he is actually in Arkham Asylum. Don't you know that?
I mean, I have seen that before. I think somebody even made like a webcomic, and it was exactly that. And they're like, okay, Mr. Wayne, it's, time for your meal. Nah, I'm the Batman. It's like, okay, sure you are, buddy.
Get those villains.
And it's like all the villains that he's been seeing, they're actually orderlies working at Arkham.
Right. Did somebody forget to give him the green pill?
I'll stop you this time, Riddler. Why do you keep calling me that? I had a riddle book one time, dude.
I told you a riddle on National Riddle Day, and now you're going, what is wrong with you? Nothing.
I knew you riddled those kids. Whoa. No.
Some guy comes in here the other day and makes a joke, and you call him the Joker? What the hell?
He had some
He's
clown
out in the
makeup
corner
on.
singing and
It wasn't
dancing.
like it wasn't like he was grabbing flowers and they were disappearing, and then that was something else. Sorry.
Now, are you ready to go see Dr. Quinn? You mean Harlequin? No.
She's working with the Joker. Please stop talking like that, Mr. Wayne.
Her name is Holly. Harley Quinn.
The only other actual villain in there will be Condiment King, and he's also crazy.
Yeah. Who gave Condiment King the ketchup bottle? Come on. He's just squirting everybody.
But yeah, I really like that theory, Keith. I could see that. I think that'd be an excellent choice. They probably won't do it now because it's such a good option.
It would be sweet if they did, but yeah, I think it's a long shot to do that. The only reason, and it's funny because I think everyone sees first, oh, redhead, Scarlett Johansson, Poison Ivy, definitely, but the fact that he said it's someone we've never seen in live action before, kind of knocks that out. So you really got to start thinking, God, who haven't they shown? And he made clear live action. He didn't say never before in a Batman movie. He said never in live action. So we'll see.
Now,
I hope it's.
I am curious about something. Does that include the Gotham series? Does he include that as live action appearances? Because they had a lot of Batman villains make live action appearances in that.
I would assume he does, because that is live action. But he may not know all of the villains that showed up in that.
All right.
So.
I don't think
Jessica
they had.
Rabbit.
What's that, Dave?
Could be Jessica Rabbit. She wasn't live action. She wasn't DC
She
either.
sure
but,
could, buddy. She sure
I'm
could.
cracking my jokes. I'm making my jokes.
And yes, Dave, I didn't actually play the drums there. I know I'm rich.
Terrible drummer. God, Rich
sure?
was a
That
better
looks
drum
so
player
real,
than
Keith.
you.
That looks so real. You had me, man.
All right. We
More
have
DC?
more DC, yep.
All right.
We have a couple front runners for the role of Brainiac in Man of Tomorrow.
Okay.
Not Sylvester Stallone.
No, thank God, no.
I'm
of
the
them-
good Superman.
God, that was really good, Doug. One of them is an actor I didn't like until his last role, and now I am a big fan. And it is not John Cena, because I know I had to say
That's what I was going to say, but yeah, they got.
it is a show.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
It is a show we talked about on our stream.
Tonight?
Not tonight, no. Previously, and will probably again this summer.
Game of Thrones? Something?
Matt Smith?
Matt Smith.
Oh,
Ding, ding,
okay.
ding. Nice work, Dave. Yes, Matt Smith is reportedly one of the front runners to play Brainiac, which I could see it.
Okay.
I'm okay with
I
that.
can see it.
The
Yeah,
other
that
one,
makes sense.
I'm not so sure of, but I like it. Sam Rockwell.
Ooh, Sam Rockwell can play anything, though. That guy's
He's a
As long
awesome.
as
good
he came
actor,
out
but-
dancing as Brainiac, I would be like, giddy up.
I guess it depends on which take of Brainiac that they end up wanting to go with. Like, they're gonna go with like I'm an alien from another planet, and my job is to collect all of this knowledge and shrink it down. Or they're gonna go with the robot version of Brainiac, where he's more emotionless.
Created by Jarrell.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So yeah, I don't know. I guess that's
The City Shrinker sounds like more fun.
Honestly,
it does sound like more fun, and I
I-
feel like that's more of a James Gunn thing to do.
And
Yeah.
and I trust James Gunn with his casting at this point. He's done a great job of casting people.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this next one will thrill everyone. The Penguin
Okay.
Season 2 is now in development.
Really?
They got their story, and they are ready for Season 2.
Is it taking
Cool.
place after the next Batman movie?
We don't know that.
Yeah, because we don't want to know if he lives through this Batman movie.
Fair. Good point.
So, we don't know a time frame for when it's released, but it is now in active
development.
Yep. So that is good news.
Well, they are going to be hard pressed to top the first season.
If they even come close, it'll be a great season. But you're right.
Mm-hmm.
I would be
I
incredibly
think,
impressed if they topped that first season.
I think what really benefited the first season was the fact that none of us really knew what to expect from this. I'll fully admit, when I first heard the announcement that they were making a Penguin series and also a what was it, like a Gotham PD series? There was like three different
Gotham
Batman
Knights.
related series they were going to be making.
Gotham Knights that failed immediately.
Not, I don't even count that one. That was a
That was
CW mess.
CW, yeah.
I'm talking about like on HBO. They were going to make like three different things. Also, I don't remember which channel was that Pennyworth show on.
That was on Epix
Oh,
or
yeah,
something.
you're right. Was that?
I don't. Did that even do good? I don't remember hearing anything about it.
I didn't have that channel, so I never even watched it.
Neither did I. But either way, I remember hearing the announcement and I'm thinking, that's stupid. They're just milking the cow. That's all they're doing. They're gonna get as much cash out of this as they possibly can before they dip. But I was very much surprised because going into it, I'm like, I don't know if this is even gonna be any good. And it turned out to be friggin' amazing. It was so good. It was one of the best shows that I've seen yet. And it was an easy, I think we ended up, I want to say that I rated it overall a 10 out of 10 or something like that. Because it was just such a good show. You know what? I'll have to go back and rewatch all of our reviews. And you guys all should too. Go to Not Your Status Quo at YouTube and check out all of our previous videos where we're discussing the Penguin series. But yeah, I don't know if I'm going to... I'd like to think that I'll be as impressed with this season, but I think part of what helped was not knowing what to expect the first time around.
Well, and those they had two just incredible acting performances. Christine Milioti and Colin Farrell. They just amazing. You know, they're the lead ones who are amazing, but everybody on the show was amazing.
That was another show that the writing just was perfection all the way through. They mapped out that entire show, knew exactly what each episode needed to be, and just executed on it. You know, had the actors that executed on it perfectly, and you can't ask for more. So
yeah, seriously, those of you out there, if you have not seen The Penguin, please check it out before Netflix eliminates it after they consume HBO Max.
Oh. He's got some news on that, though.
Hold up on that. We still got one more DCU.
Okay.
This is official. James Gunn threaded it.
Ooh, okay.
Earlier today. Teaser trailer for Supergirl is dropping this week.
Nice. Thursday?
Is it going to be on Thursday as well?
He didn't give a day, and a lot of people think they're avoiding the Doomsday trailer. Like if Doomsday does drop on Thursday, they'll drop it Friday or Saturday or something after that. Or maybe try it before. Because normally when they're like, hey, we got a trailer coming up, they're like, tomorrow at 11 a.m., the Superman trailer is going to drop. And they have a bunch of hype for it, and they have little clips leading up to it. I thought it was funny. He just said, teaser trailer this week. And they actually had a event, I believe, in New York. Could be wrong about that. Could be Los Angeles. People have seen it already. They had the event, they invited some people, and some people have already seen it, and they're hyping up for it. Lobo is in it.
Yes, I knew it.
So yes.
Oh my God, that's so awesome.
I was like, I want to see him. So hopefully he looks great. But it's coming this week. We might be getting Doomsday. We might be doing a special stream later this week to talk about it all, because I don't think we can wait
all the trailers
till Monday. But that is the extent of our DCU news. So I'm going to go back to our What's Up Fellow Nerds little emblem, because we've talked about it a couple times with Netflix buying WB. Paramount Skydance is discussing next steps for a possible Warner Brothers Discovery hostile bid.
Oh, interesting.
So even though they've accepted Netflix offer, there's still pieces in play that Paramount, not that I want Paramount to buy them any more than I want Netflix to buy them.
Yeah, no.
we don't need media giants coming together and being, having less outlets for our media. But it's funny, they really want it, and they're supposedly some of the money they're wanting to send towards WB is outrageous. I mean, hundred billions of dollars.
Yeah, I saw that it was $108 million that they were offering.
108 billion.
Billion? Yeah, I guess that makes sense. 82 billion for the Netflix, right?
Oh man, this is wild.
It really is, and I don't know how it's going to, stomp out. It was funny. Someone was saying that, I can't remember his name, the WB CEO, David Zaslav. Part of the Netflix contract is if anything happens and they have to walk away, Warner Brothers still gets like $6 billion or something crazy like that.
Oh, so they had to put like a deposit down?
Yes, and a lot of people think that the government is not going to let this go through. Like, you guys are too huge. It'll be a total monopoly if you guys join together. So they're going to break it up. So people are saying Zaslav is a genius, saying he knows it's not going to go through, and Warner Brothers is still going to get that $6 billion or whatever it is.
I'm sorry. Are we talking about the same government?
Well, here's the caveat to that.
Okay, the caveat.
He says caveat when I don't have a drink.
Sorry. But the CEO of Netflix is good buddies with President Trump.
Of course.
And Trump they interviewed him today, and he was, typical Trump speak. He was like, yeah, that guy took a company that was in shambles, and now it's, able to purchase other for 80 million, and it would be great if they did. So it sounds like,
blah, blah.
As much as Zaslav thought it wouldn't go through, the CEO of Netflix has an inside guy. He'll probably give him a peace medal, and then he'll rubber stamp approve the sale. But it's getting interesting.
He'll give him the Netflix Medal of Honor.
Right.
No other human has ever received this award. We've saved it for President Trump. Please approve our merger. And he deserves it more than anyone ever in the history of time.
God.
Cancel this award immediately.
Yeah.
This will be the only one we ever give out.
So yeah, man, it's still not over. It's funny because we got all Netflix won, they're buying it up, blah blah blah. But now we're hearing Paramount's trying like a hostile takeover. But please don't. Just let WB be its own thing. I don't know why they keep getting sold.
Well,
like AT&T
currently owns them, right?
No, they sold them to Discovery.
Oh, I thought they owned Discovery as well.
I don't believe so, but don't quote me on that.
How often do they go into financial peril where they have to sell the company? It's crazy. It's like 5 times in the last 5 years.
It may not be about financial peril. It could just be, whoever owns it is looking to make a quick buck.
Yep.
Turn it over, just flip it.
Just flip it. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, flipping a house. It's like that. I'm going to flip a movie studio.
Yeah, we're going to clean up stuff. We're going to get rid of Zack Snyder's Snyderverse and bring in James Gunn. And, hey, everyone wants to buy us for $80 billion. But, of course, Warner Brothers is so much more. So many IPs, which I'm sure Netflix wants to get their hands on, just like Paramount. You got Harry Potter. You got DC. You got Lord of the Rings. So many potential huge, IP flagships that they can use. So it's not over yet.
I mentioned this to you guys, but imagine what the rates are going to be for Netflix if that goes through. I mean, they already raised it since I started. It was the non-commercial package, and when I first got it, it was like $12.99 a month. Now I'm paying like $25.99. And if they acquire all of WB's and put that on Netflix as well, that's going to be like $50 a month. It's going to be insane.
I joined Netflix back when they were still sending DVDs in the mail. And back then I thought, this is kind of a neat little idea. So if I went up to Blockbuster or Hollywood or whatever and they didn't have what I was looking for, I could just order it in the mail and, be just as good. And I was able to get a couple of movies through Netflix's DVD service that I couldn't find anywhere else, and it was pretty good for the time. I also used to like that GameFly program. I thought that was pretty cool too. But yeah, what they've become, the sort of monstrosity that killed video rental services like Blockbuster's gone, Redbox is gone. It's like they have such a stranglehold on media, and the minute you thought Netflix is starting to die down as all of these other streamers are coming up, now all these other streaming services are realizing, oh, this is really hard, and Netflix is looking to gobble them all up and take its seat back on the throne.
It's not as easy to get subscribers. We'll buy your shows and we'll show them on ours. We know what we're doing.
Yeah.
And the worst thing about Netflix is
we've been at it for a while.
They cancel stuff so soon. If it's not huge blockbuster that's making them millions and billions, they're like, that canceled.
The other thing, I don't know if you guys have noticed this as well, but I think Netflix's marketing is god awful. There will be times when I don't even know that there's something on Netflix. And it's like, I'm kind of beholden to whatever algorithm might exist there, but I don't go on Netflix enough. And when I do, it's usually because I'm looking to watch something specific that they don't even have anymore.
True.
So, I don't know. Like, I'm also in the same boat. I don't really want either merger to take place because I also remember what Paramount Skydance used to be known as. I'm sure you've heard the name Viacom.
Mm-hmm.
They were the main people who kept driving up cable prices. Every single time you'd see, your cable price is about to increase, that's because Viacom, who owned Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network and MTV and Comedy Central, they were like, you know what? We've got good programming. We're going to charge you more. You can't do that. Watch us.
Then pull it off.
Yeah.
Okay,
go ahead.
I'll pay you more. Yeah, that's...
So it's like, I don't want to see them get their hands on it either because they're going to also jack up the prices. I think Paramount would be less likely to start shoving everything onto a streaming service like I think Netflix would.
Yeah,
but they're also
if
going to jack up the
Netflix
prices.
gets it, we may not see theatrical releases much anymore.
Yeah.
Or like Dave, I think Dave
think...
was talking last week, much smaller windows where it's
Yep.
like, okay, we'll show it for 2 weeks, but then it's coming right to Netflix.
Yeah.
Right.
I think it's going to be, you're going to see less movies in theaters until they eventually phase it out. And they're going to be of lower quality too, because I think the budgets are going to be way lower.
Or Netflix will create their own theater chain.
Oh, God. Actually, that they would not be allowed to do.
Yeah, I know.
There is still a law in place until that gets
I
revoked.
was going to say, the Medal of Honor recipient, President Trump.
Right.
The Netflix Medal of Honor recipient.
We're just going to change that law.
It's such a good
But
idea.
yes, for those of our history nerds out there, there was a time where studios were actually buying up movie theater chains, and the government finally had to step in and be like, hey, you can't do that. Yeah. I think that was no, that wouldn't have been. Was it during Roosevelt? I can't remember now. But I remember there was like there was a period of time where the government was actually like anti monopolies.
Even in the 80s, they broke up AT&T.
That's right. You're right. Yeah.
Hopefully they'll do it again. But gentlemen, it's getting late. Should we find someone to raid?
Yep. I got Tiny Valkyr, Bubble, and Flake of Wrath. That's what I see.
Let's see. I see Laura Dreaming playing Fallout 4 and Bubble playing Fallout 3 and Tiny Valkyr playing Magic the Gathering.
Let's do the Bubble. Let's do Fallout 3.
I was going to say, let's do a Fallout one. I didn't care which, but yeah, let's do... Fallout 3 is my favorite Fallout game, so let's do Bubble. Is everyone on board?
I'm good with that.
Yep.
Yeah.
We got 9 days till the new season of Fallout.
Did you finish watching the first season?
I got one left.
Nice. I got to go back and rewatch it too.
It's definitely worth it. It reminds you of everything you loved about it.
Yeah. Now, for those of you out there wondering, what are they talking about? They're going to go raid Fallout 3? What is it? I don't understand. Come on, you know what we're talking about. You've been at this just as long as we have been. We're going to go raid another Twitch channel. But again, it's only something we can do on Twitch, where we like to take all of our wonderful viewers and go hang out with Bubble, who's playing Fallout 3. Unfortunately, there is not a smooth way to do anything like that on YouTube, but it doesn't mean we don't like you. In fact, we love you as much as Marge loved Richie until the very end. So, if you love us too, hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And most of all, we want to hear from you. We want to know your ratings. We want to know your thoughts. We want to know what you want to see from us next. And the only way that you can do that is if you comment down below. And as usual, we'll see you next time right here on Not Your Status Quo. Hey fellow nerds, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you want to see more of this stuff, make sure that you check out our Twitch stream. We try to do these live Sunday or Monday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Keep an eye on our social media to find out when you can join in live and chat with us during these live streams. Also, as usual, don't forget to check out our other social media. Add us at Twitter, comment down below, and we'll see you next time right here on Not Your Status Quo.